Look at that. This one is a mega exclusive as CNN News 18 has decoded the full FIR against the Delhi Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia. This FIR is based on the report of the Lieutenant Governor. Waivers and benefits to individuals by Manish Sisodia will be probed. Mainly, this is what is coming out of this FIR. Now, according to the probe, Delhi excise policy was tweaked without getting the nod from the Lieutenant Governor. And according to the findings, undue favors were given to beneficiaries, which is license holders by the excise department after the tender without the approval. License fees were also waived off in the name of COVID-19. So all of this coming in from the FIR that has been accessed by CNN News 18. Of course, this FIR is based on a report by the Lieutenant Governor. My colleague Ashish Mehrishi, who is bringing us that exclusive input, is joining me on the broadcast. Ashish, just take us through the contents of the FIR. What all have we learned through this?
So basically, the CBI is looking at the focal point of investigation, which is that people close to the minister, that is in this case Manish Sisodia, they allegedly made huge amount of money. Now, where that money has gone, whether the benefit has actually, that was accrued through the policy, did it actually land into the hands of certain public servants? That is being investigated. That is what the CBI is looking at. Now, the findings is basically that, there are certain L1 licenses that were extended without approval of competent authority. Role of people who were basically close to the minister, they were basically gaining benefit out of it. There was one EMD refund where the license was given for the airport. And interestingly, the EMD is basically earnest money deposit, which is not refunded in case you're not able to get the desired approval. Now, interestingly, 30 crore rupees was refunded. Apart from that, most important aspect is that there are certain areas where, the liquor shop should not be there, but the Delhi excise policy allows to open shops in areas which were basically not conforming to the standards. Apart from that, the other areas is that there was a change in a section where person can basically they can promote liquor policy through social media as well. So there is not only one violation that the CBI is basically looking at. They're looking at many violations. But most important aspect is the criminality, where the money actually landed into the hands of certain individuals who are supposed to be very, very close to the minister. And whether that money landed into the hands of public servants or not, that is something which is being investigated.
Ashish, the fact that the L1 license was extended. All right, Ashish, stay on with me. I'm also now joined on the broadcast by Mr. Shehzad Poonawala of the BJP. Shehzad, we have accessed the FIR details against Manish Sisodia. This is clearly on the reports by the Lieutenant Governor of Delhi. And of course, very incriminating evidences and too many violations this speaks about.
Absolutely. And these are the 15 odd questions that we have been raising for the last 25,92,000 seconds. That means for the last 1 month. But unfortunately, the Aam Aadmi Party is an expert at deviation, deflection and evasion. They have not answered a single question. They've tried to divert this discussion onto various aspects, including a fake victimhood card. But today, because you have now again put out the details of this FIR, we want to reiterate the question. First of all, isn't it true that Manish Sisodia is the biggest beneficiary in this scam? Isn't it true that 30 crores of EMD was refunded? Isn't it true that there was an import pass fees on beer in case of all liquor, 50 rupees per crate discount was given? Isn't it true that the license fees was reduced and waived in January 2022 in the name of COVID? Isn't it true that the L1 period of license was extended without the competent authorities' approval? Isn't it true that on the lips of it, all these benefits were transferred to individuals who were acting on the behest of Mr. Manish Sisodia, the likes of Vijay Nair, the likes of Dinesh Arora? These questions have not been answered. And every time we ask these questions, you'll have Sanjay Singh, Atishi, so on and so forth, Saurabh Bharadwaj come and take the discussion to some other issue. It's old wine in new bottle, as if to say, but they will not answer specific questions. And I demand that now it is time for Mr. Kejriwal to tell us, तुम इधर उधर की बातें ना करो, ये बताओ कि दिल्ली को शराब नीति में कैसे लूटा? You defend Satyendra Jain, who is in jail for the last 3 months. You defend Manish Sisodia, who is indulged in corruption. Why are you defending the corrupt?
Mr. Poonawalla, we'll try and get a sense of what is the Aam Aadmi Party and how is the Aam Aadmi Party choosing to respond to what we've just broken on CNN News 18. However, the important thing that is underlined over here is this FIR is based on the report of the LG. This is the argument that has been there by the Aam Aadmi Party throughout, that the LG, being appointed by the central government, is working on the behest of the central government. How do you respond to that?
You see, the point is that this was based on the Chief Secretary's report. These are findings that can't be controversial. The fact is that the rules and laws were broken. The Delhi Excise Rules, the GNTCD Act, the Tobri Act, all of these acts have been broken and violated. And these are all factual points. These can be controversial. If they can, they should tell us specifically that is it not true that the 50 rupees free discount was given? Is it not true that 90 crore EMD was allowed to be refunded? Is it not true that 142 crore waiver was given? You extended the number of ranks from 2 to more than 2. You allowed manufacturing companies to come in. You allowed blacklisted companies like Khowgai to come in. Show cause notices were issued. What action did you take on them? So all of these questions are not NG's questions. These are questions of facts raised by the Chief Secretary's report, and therefore they must be answered on factual and technical grounds. Okay. The Aam Aadmi Party has no answers factually, and therefore they come and they only deviate, divert, and indulge in a blame game or a victimhood time and again. If they are doing another press conference, and I suspect they will, please ask them to answer these 15 questions that now even CNN News 18 is raising at the back of the copy of the FIR that you've accessed.
All right. Mr. Poonawalla, thank you so much for joining us on CNN News 18. I'll go back to my colleague Ashish Mehrishi for breaking down what all is the content of this FIR that we have exclusively accessed. Yes, Ashish, it's over to you.